Josie is the heartbeat of the nation we hear. Metiki bophelo. O hokae wena mo leng teng.
Bela mamedi wa 011 Radio the Pulse of Josie na ka lebitso ke Sparingly ke Thembi ke magadi ya Masiti re mona Bank Hall mo Alexandra mo ilong hore re hlokomediswa ka taba ya metsi. Pela ka mona na hengwe leso ke na le mme Molalo Ramutondi yena ke coordinator of rent water wise and research. Mme Ramutondi dumela hle.
Tumelang mama iho irregularly correct ha ke nna Molalo Ramulondi. I'm a coordinator water wise and research current water.
Thank you so much ngwane so akere ke lo bona ke se vendor la go ngole le melaka mo le yeah but thank you so much for correcting me.
Thank you so much.
Impile tsona hape
Molalo Ramulondi.
Molalo Ramulondi.
Yes.
Tsere hantle ngwane se nkutlwile ke ithara so o kana wa dumedisa babamedi lapeng.
Tumelang mamedi ki dumedisa le mama ka mo gaufi le nna ke re madume ko hae.
Yes. Na ke kopa o re hlalosetse ngwane se hobane today le entse outreach go hlokomedisa batho ka metsi. Jwalo ka di leaders ke di plan tse feng kapa ke menyabuketso e feng e le etsang ho netefatsa hore batho ntho le ba bolellang yona ba I ananela kapa ntho le ba bolellang yona ba khona go ilatela.
O mona a ke re ga re tlileng a ra tla re le ba bang as rent water re tlile le other stakeholders ba ba tshwentse re supporta and re bereka hape le community ka re mona mo re le teng batho ba ba le responsible le area ena ke community so ha re ka se kraye buy in from community e re dula mo yona re ka se kgone re tswele pele ka di planets e re na le tsona le a bona around ha le tsamaya mona ho di tshila go tshegafetse metsi a senyega ene o re le batho ba kgone tseba botlhokwa ba metsi re tshentse bitsa bona batho ba be bona batho ba ba bereka bereko o re nyako o etsa mona
ke nnete o bule nnete re taba ena ke ya community so ke di plan tse feng tse le di etsang ho netefatsa hore community is empowered le yona in this outreach
gona no re formile collaboration le other NGOs on the ground mona and then re thuswa ka SALGA hape South African Local Government ka ha re sa kenye le di councilor mo around a gona ntwe e tlo tswela pele so di planets e re na le tsona ku tsena motsi ka motsi re ba bontsha botlhokwa ba boloka metsi mo metseng ya bona ba ba na le mathata ba ka se kgone re kgone ba thusa re bona re ka bereka jwang le masipala wo gaufi le bona o re kgone ba thusa for the challenges tse ba na le tsona le boloka metsi o re kgone o tswela pele le supply metsi mo metseng ya bona
so na ke gore o bua hape le ka di long term goals tse leng gore le tlo di etsa le community because like now o bule re tlo kena house to house le khone thusana le bona and then the long term goals and then ho netefaletsa setjhaba gore le tla phethahatsa ditshepiso tsa lona because like most of the time setjhaba tsara ba di etsa di outreach but after doing them ba tsamaya hape ba re sia fela jwalo so ho netefaletsa setjhaba gore ka nnete we are going to do this
o netefalisa setšhaba ke ge ha re le mona a se re tlile mona ka re le lona ba media le teng mona no re tlile mona re tlo netefatsa ore rona re na le maikarabelo wa o bontsha batho ore batho ba tshwentse o boloka metsi and ga le tseba ore ga re etsa diphetogo a etsa ga le today fela phetogo e tsia nako so re na le di-plan mo re di etseng gore ka project ena re tlo e etsa re etsa ka di-step for nako e kana and then ntho ya botlhokwa e re nyako e etsa ke o monitora so e yo monitora e tsia nako and if re tlo involve batho ba le more on the ground re ya ba capacitate ka di-skills so le ga rona re se teng ke bona matlho le ditsebe tsa gore once re fetsa go ba trainer le bona ba tsebo gore ka o sane ga re ba le mathata mafeng re ya ko kae ha re kopana le di-leakage mo strateng ke masepala o mofeng ko masepala ke mang re tshwentse gore re mo contact so re bereka le Joburg Water a re bereke re le bang so re developa di-materials re a share di-contact numbers ore ga o ba le mathata or di-challenges
I think it's important.
Yes.
Ha gona le mathata ha batho ba founela mang ha batho ba ya ko kae and then batho ba iphumana fela ba le nyaganyageng. So in closing mmewaka beyond this outreach community ba ka ikopanya jwang le lona hence na o bua ka taba ya hore le tlo fana ka di phone number and jwang la go tsedi motho okay re ntse outreach ke now beyond this batho ba ikopanya jwang le lona
but already re bereka chengo ne ke shilo before re bereka le Alexandra Water Warriors so re formile group mola and re na le drop by drop channel mo setšhaba se ka kgona tsena mola ba botse diputso if ba na le di-challenges so Alexandra Water Warriors ke bona ba tlo ba letlho le ditsebe tsa runa if runa we are not around mona ka re as Rand Water re bereka mo dinagandagang tse di fapane a re bereke mo Gauteng as such re bereka le bo Mpumalanga so hence re etse collaboration ena o netefatsa gore se sengwe le se sengwe se tlo tsamaya ka tsela
okay na ke itse in closing but hona le question engwe tlile monna na ke batlo botsa hore di kasi tse ileng hore di patala metsi hona le di kasi tse di patala metsi ba bang ba ileng hore ha ba patale metsi ho hang and then hona le hore ha o le strateng utlwe batho ba complain ba re rona re patala metsi ka ba bang ha ba patale metsi bona ke ba jwang na ke gore o hlalose mo hona le di kasi tse patala metsi hona le di kasi tse patala metsi so le differentiate jwang
so a kere eo ke responsibility ya masepala ya gore go na le ba bang ba tshwentse patala go na le bang ba sa tshwanela go patalang but rona he re educator batho a re sideline gore wena wa patala wena a o patale for ba ba sa pataleng because ka molao wa ba dumela gore ba ska patala ke mo re tshwentse o netefatsa o le ba strong mo teng gore le ga metsi le re le ya kry-a cheap mona mo luna or a lo patale but ore metsi a fitle mo dipompong tsa luna ha fitle from Nokeng Street a tsene mo luna hona le di services tse re tshwentse ore re di patale rona for batho ba ba patalang le bona hona le program e re etsang e le aligned le bona lori le ga le patala di services so ba bona re netefatsa ore ba monitore di water meter tsa bona ba check gore ba berekisa metsi a makaka ka re ba bang ba complain ka re ba krea di estimated cost ka re a ba tsebe ore ba thoma ko kae o checka di water meter tsa bona
ho ba patalang free water ke how many liters
runa a re bereke directly le batho le setšhaba runa re bereka le masepala re bereka ka bulk water a re bereke ka yes but he re tla mo education re ruta setšhaba kaofela
ya utlwahala mme Ramulondi thank you so much mamedi ine ile ena mme Ramulondi ho tswa ho Rand Water ba tlile mo nana hengwane so outreaching ya hore ba rute setšhaba hore metsi a hlokomela jwang ha re kopaneng ho 011 radio the pulse of Jozi nna ka lebitso ke Sandra ke Thembi ke mogadi masiteng Mamedi wa 011 radio the pulse of Jozi nna ka lebitso ke Sandra ke Thembi ke mogadi masiteng re broadcaster live from East Bank Hall mo ilong hore ba Rand Water ba tla go bidisa batho ka pasitšhaba ka hore ba sebedise metsi jwang pila ka mona ke na le ntate Paul Maluleka ke director co-founder hape ele public relations ya Alexandra Water Warrior ntate Paul Maluleka dumela hle
dumelang ba mamedi ba
011 radio
and Leo Sandra and just happy people Maota wa re dumelang.
Maota o re ya sa happy people. And Tate Maluleka ra bona hore mona motseng wa Alexandra re na le challenges haholo when it comes to water. The biggest challenge e le kopanang le yona mona Alexandra when it comes to water ke efe?
I think the attitude and behavior towards water is a problem. Because if you can think about it, we are all coming from different backgrounds.
Ke nnete.
Hona le ba tswaletsweng ko Alexander, ba bang ba tswa magaeng, se re na le asylum seekers. So we are not gonna shy away because swantse re ntshe ntho ya ditlhong wa bona. Meaningly, a re khalimelane mo Alexander. When you see somebody a buletse metsi the whole day, you don't say anything.
Ha ona taba.
A go sena metsi, then there is a problem. So I think we must all act together. But I'm just happy on our side as Alexander Ottawa, so we've created this platform whereby if we have challenges, we know where to go. But the biggest challenge currently is attitude and behavior. Hence I was raising issue of the car wash. If you can realize more Alexander, the trata di senya ke di car wash, ba block di tsela, understand? And then
So hansa re bua ka taba tsa di car wash, someone o tla ba le argument a re but ha rena mesebetsi, our youth ke mo ilong hore ba fumana tšhelete teng ba ikreatela mosebetsi. Maybe about that mohlomong ke menyabuketso efeng e ba ka etsang ho netefatsa hore le ha ba etsa car wash but ba save metsi.
yeah, right now we've got solutions, but then I'm not saying for the car wash. I'm just saying they must use water sparingly. We need to use them for other purposes because Baba Mutsabalo Moza, Obana Utlatswa Kolo, Tladitse Pagete, and then again, our share by the Trataria Jeh again, understand? So they must try and see how they position the car wash someone. But then October encourage again for at least association. So that like on our side, we support whereby recover the Jojo tank. Like today, we distribute the pressure washer for free.
Oh really? That is nice. At least little ka solution he.
Yes.
And re bua hape le ba ba hlapang meno Ntate Maluleke. Hona le motho kry a re ha ntsha toothpaste a kenya molo. O buleletse pompo. Pompo yona ntse e buletse mo le but o ntse le phisa go hlamela. I think le bona bao re tshwanetse hore re ba hlokomele. And then outreaches like this one. Di tla thusa jwang setjhaba Ntate Maluleke hore ba kgone ho netefatsa hore ka nnete ntho di buang ka yona ya hore metsi a hlokahala, metsi a senywa because someone akare pula inile most and for the past 3 months into each and every day ba bua eng ba ha ba re metsi hayo.
Akere metsi a tshwantshola le metsi ya ko ya ske o ka se wanwa akere but metsi a tswang ko ditepong they've been treated akere then metsi a pula it's a supplementary which is libona like akere gona le acid rain again o ka se vela o nwe metsi but gona le also underground water which is like we are going to start to explore but we don't have a dam in Gauteng whereby we receive a Mitsaron after wire. So what you are saying is who treat metsi is very expensive. So and then that's Alexander active kimango patelang. So but then at some point Swansea as but Bamo Alexander for how can we assist our government? So that like whatever services little bit better, but then the problems whereby we need specifically to address them. Tonally wa akhiling kodimadi suwa line and all that stuff. That is why attitude behavior it must change towards like our infrastructure. But then we are happy that we can now start like creating the conversations.
Yes.
Boom. 101 radio, you can call us.
011 radio, yes.
Sorry.
011. Yes.
So, and then, but what is important, at least like we're Lilona is like the radio station, like Lilona to saying. But I'm happy that like we are time and time again, Larbita, we say like a bit. But what is important now, we need to create like the ambassadors. Whereby the program is going to start like next year, whereby each and every day we'll be seeing like people because water leakage, the problem needing at but then no one is noticing. So like no, the councillors are on So it's already choose because they cannot do everything alone.
When you're talking about the councillors or something to say, especially kontlung, ha pompo ilika, kapa toilet ilika, habayo hobona. So I think a responsibility ya rona re setjhaba hore re report each and every leakage e tsahalang.
But then we said to Bo Rendota, that we need job opportunities.
Yes.
So the plumbing training whereby people will get opportunities because issue ya plumbing it also affects the colo as well. So but then I'm happy that today Drop by Drop has been launched in Alexander and then now it's a matter of putting everything into practice.
Okay, in closing, ihlalosa ha le re drop by drop le bolelang yona ke I understand hore e bolelang but mo mamedi mlapeng motlhomong ha e utlwisise ha re drop by drop o bolelang.
Simply every drop counts. Abana buletse pompo go zo tup that drop counts. You need to save it.
Every drop counts.
Yes.
And Tate Maluleke, thank you so much. Ha khono buisana le rona here on 011 Radio, the Pulse of Jozi. We kutletse ngwaneso. Every drop counts. Keep listening. Tune in to 011 Radio, the Pulse of Jozi.
The purpose for the day. We are coming from rainwater. And we all know that rainwater is a bulk supplier of water and sanitation across the whole of Gauteng, parts of Mpumalanga, the Free State, and the Northwest. Within rainwater, we have got the Waterwise brand. So some people get confused as to which rainwater, which Waterwise. They think it's two different entities or two different companies. Waterwise is an environmental brand that was initiated during the times of drought with the main aim and the focus on education and awareness around water conservation. You know, as a rainwater, as a supplier of clean drinkable water, they are compelled by the law to preserve and ensure that the water that they are supplying to the different municipalities is being taken care of. So the purpose of the day is the Drop by Drop campaign. We have been working with different communities across Gauteng in different areas of Mpumalanga. However, what we have observed is really not good on the ground. We are seeing a lot of water wastage, we are seeing environmental pollution, and that does not sit with us that does not sit well with us. As a bulk water supplier, we are supplying, but however, most of this water, it ends up nowhere. It goes to wastage. So the reason for us to come here is to work closely with the community to say, how do we come up all together and get a solution on how to deal with the water challenges that you are experiencing in different communities. So I'm glad that you came, you heard our call. This is the call for action to say that we as rainwater, we as Waterwise, we cannot work alone. We have different stakeholders with keen interest in this project. The Drop by Drop is the project aimed at addressing issues that are really affecting our water costs and our water supply. There is a lot of demand when it comes to water. Now we are going to the festive season. People feel like they've got the right to use water as they wish. Only if they knew where the water is coming from. Water has traveled a long distance from all the way from the mountains of Lesotho just to get here, but what happens when it gets here? We think we have got the right to clean drinkable water as the Constitution says, but it says access. So we forget that access. Having that access, there are steps that needs to come with that access in terms of purifications, in terms of the infrastructure that we use. So people will forget about those things that needs to come with that access to clean drinkable water. And we feel we own water because water falls freely from the sky. But the water that falls freely from the sky, it does not come straight to my household. Does it come straight to my household? When I open the tap, it's the water that is coming from the rainfall. That's not the water that is coming from the rainfall. It goes through some certain processes for it to become drinkable in my household. And as human, we tend to forget all those steps. So here is a call for change to say, can we as human, as people, try by all means to see water in a different way? We do not respect water, we do not take it seriously, we think we own it, but the reality is that one day when we wake up, this water that we are taking it for granted, we are not going to get even a single drop. So we are saying simple steps of preserving our water resources is going to make a much bigger difference. Saving drop one time at a time. We are not saying go and implement all those water saving steps. One step at a time, and then it's going to make a difference. Now we are in a rainy season. How many of you sitting here who are collecting the rainwater freely from the sky, as you claim that water comes freely from the sky? Who of you who are practicing rainwater harvesting? Honestly, no one. But we think water falls from the sky, but we are not committing ourselves to be agents of change. But we expect other people to be the change that we want it to be. And it does not work like that. If you walk around the street, we are experiencing a lot of pollution. Who is making those pollution? It's us as human beings. But when the streets are dirty, we tend to toy or you want to, however that we demonstrate, and forgetting that I'm the one who started the problem. But I want to shift the problem to somebody else. Sitting there, somebody might be eating a bubble gum, and then you just take that small paper of bubble gum, you throw it on the ground. Who is going to pick up that paper? It's that small, but it makes a huge problem. When it becomes a problem, we tend to shift the blame. So the drop by drop campaign is saying that we are the agent of change. It starts by me, it starts by you sitting there, and we believe that together we can make a difference. Thank you.
All protocol observed, and it's exciting with we are all responding to the crisis and we are also showing the world out there with in evidence. We have an ear and we can listen, we have eyes, and then we have the skin, we can feel. And it's obvious on our side, as you know, there are a lot of challenges, but as I said, we have to also start taking action. So on my side, I just want to say thanks to Rainwater. Rainwater is like our parents, because this weight, water, it belongs to Rainwater. It's there in Kisotina, started Alexander, and we connected. So what was important about that, it was also to make sure from the government point of view, private sector, and the community, we start working together. So to them here, that at least all the water bodies are here. My water board is full and but for now, maybe like the water sanitation, Alexander, water sanitation is there. The parent is the Department of Water and Sanitation. Natchez, some warriors, our parent regulators. I also want to acknowledge the Jovi Water, and then AMA as well. The AMA, they are voice of the water. So if we are busy cleaning this, must be somebody who must go out there and speak on our behalf. But then the recognition that we had since 2021 when we started, it's amazing because now we are recognized internationally. So, AMA organizations, can be Well Resource Institute, and IISD. Those guys, they love us because why? We have shown them what, as Alexander, we are also part of making sure we are cleaning our image. Because today we've got tourists. Our brother Oscar, they don't live in Evans. Our sister Mala, they don't live in Evans. Our Mark lives in 4 ways, also telling them where we live. But the reality of the fact, we also have our own proud participants as well. We've got the City of Johannesburg is supporting us. We've got the YES program with employment service. And then what was good, it was an alignment, because what happened is we also created a platform whereby our graduates, after graduating, they become frustrated. But on our side, the YES program participants, to be honest, they were studying water-related studies. But then it is a challenge whereby we also need an opportunity to go and showcase in our community with like what did you study and the community. So I'm happy that at least the provincial government is supporting us, not from the water policy or our water institution, but even like the tourism side and other education institutions. So also our universities, they are part of us. So I just wanted to give you just a issue with like the excitement that is happening within water warriors. It's unbearable, and then to be honest, like sometimes even myself at some point I felt with like sermons and sermons, but Ukulunkulu said it's not enough. So I just want to thank for this day, drop by drop. We've been waiting for this day. Finally, it's happening, and then the challenges we have, I cannot really talk about them. But there is one which is like it's burning. Guys, I'm not jealous about our car wash. But those guys are messing up our infrastructure. They're wasting our water. So with the let's be brave. Wherever we see these guys are washing water. Because like literally by my pipe, a man's the whole day. You understand? If as water warriors or as water practitioners, we can start making noise about that. But then again, I wanted to request that from the organizer's point of view, you always leave some other institutions, SAPS and JPD, more especially their environmental sectors. Those guys, I'm not sure how they were employed and then if they understand what they're supposed to do. Because you find the same Joburg, JPD environmental officials standing in front of people who are doing wrong things. So I think we must start engaging them. See, we invite them into this meeting so that they can also understand their roles and responsibilities. Because in this water warriors, what we have done again, we have created the Water Rangers program in LX, whereby we can full again. But we say to you as institutions, please come in and pass. Don't say, they're still here. We could talk to them, but if they can be bylaws. When I say bylaws, we are here, we clean every day, but bylaws are important. So let me not take the day. I'm happy with the days happened. And then Viva Water Warriors, Viva Water Sanitation, and Red Water, thanks so much for making this possible. And then today, it's organized.
Can have political instability and shut down the taps, we will be impacted very negatively so. We need to understand that as Johannesburg, we are constantly, basically, water scarce. So if it wasn't for Lesotho, we would not have water as we are sitting here in Alex. Therefore, we need to appreciate those dynamics so that we can value our water. And as government, we need to understand how we can ensure that our infrastructure remains intact so that we do not lose 40% of that water that we are getting from rainwater. But all of this is made possible by ensuring that between communities and municipalities and businesses, there is constant collaboration. Now, what are some of the challenges, next slide please, that we are facing in our urban water system in Johannesburg? I don't need to spell them out for you. I think you know that we have a lot of issues. But all of these issues are issues that can be tackled with the water security strategy that we have co-developed together with our communities. We cannot ignore the impact of climate change, Baholo. What is happening now, for instance, in eThekwini, what happened a few months ago, Umtata. Sometimes we are worried a lot, and that happens for various reasons. But we need to also appreciate that metsi akaba bangata, and when there's a lot of water that the system cannot take, then it's a problem. So when we are throwing papers that end up in stormwater caps and they block because of pollution, when hard rains come, lives can be lost. And so it's important that we also see the state of our rivers. When you see a manhole that is overflowing and it's flowing directly to the streams, all of these issues impact water. When we change our attitudes and our culture around water as a country, then we are all able to be water secure. So when you see something that is not supposed to be the way it should, remember that whether it's land pollution, whether it's building in areas we are not supposed to be building in, on top of the infrastructure, everything eventually will affect the water. Its availability and the access that you will have. So moving quickly, I like this picture because it is showing you again in a picture format what exactly has been said, that governance of water in South Africa is complex. For you sitting in Alex to be able to get water, a lot had to be moved. A lot had to be moved. And therefore it is important that we value our water. It is important that we take care of that water. Because anything that shifts in this system can disrupt your ability to get water. And we know that water also affects our health. And so the plastic is a little lashang. Had you felt like ko Litamong in the Val Dam, and red water has to now clean water that is full of plastics. If we are not careful, the water then that we'll be drinking will be full of microplastics, and it will not be this world standard that we are currently receiving it at. So it is important that you understand that as the community, you fit there somewhere, and it is important that you keep this system going. You do your part, including not wasting water, including paying for water, because you see how far that drop of water that we are trying to save has come far from. You can skip a few slides for the sake of time. Sure. So here I'm just showing you the water security strategy of the city of Joburg in one picture. You will see that for Johannesburg to be water secure, we need to first obviously manage our water allocation with Rand Water. So it cannot be that we keep taking and taking and taking from them. They have to give other municipalities as well and so forth. But if we keep taking on too much water, then we're going to far exceed the water allocation we have. We also need to make sure that there's a lot of them in Alex, it's not just one, so that we can harvest water and make sure that when we are irrigating our gardens, when we are washing our cars, we do not have to do those with the most expensive water, when other uses can be done with water that is not to the quality that of drinking water. We need to ensure that people are not swept away by floods along the Yaxley River. We need to make sure that we work together to understand that as it is raining here in Alex, and you constantly are praying for rain in Alex, you must also pray for rain in Lesotho. Because the water that is falling here in Alex, it's for your plants, it's great, but it's going to Limpopo. And a lot of us are coming from Limpopo. So what you are doing here in Alex on this catchment is impacting the Great Limpopo River, and you are poorly impacting the community's water security. So I just want to say quickly what the water security strategy, why is it so important? Firstly, it is emphasizing what are some of the steps that we need to take as Johannesburg communities and the municipality to ensure that we constantly stay water secure, both from a drinking point of view, but also that we are safe from climate change. We need to make sure that everyone has access to water. And so whatever we do is impacting. Earlier there was a mention of even informal settlements. Some of the informal settlements, our infrastructure cannot get to them. And therefore, we need to provide water to them via groundwater. So the actions that you are taking need to ensure that you are always safeguarding all water sources, because that groundwater needs to get to people in a drinkable manner. We need to ensure that, as you see Ko Alexander Water Warriors, some of the work that is part of the implementation of this water security strategy is that we have partnered as the City of Johannesburg with the Canadian government and brought to you the project Yasankasa, which is sustainable nature-based solutions. Those are ensuring that we work with nature, we work with all stakeholders, especially grassroots community organizations to ensure that water doesn't have to be expensive. When we are removing, for instance, different trees that are not needed in the water streams, that in turn makes the water cheaper for you. So it's important that re sebetsang kaofela to ensure that each and every person does their part, drop by drop, to save water, to safeguard water for future generations, and reducing the impact that climate change can have on our communities. Thank you.
Slowly but surely we'll move towards being dependent, and we will be the main source of that which we use. Mr. Ramabeha Patrick Libota, Operational Manager at Loss Control, Johannesburg Water. Are you here, sir? Brother, over to you.
Thank you, Professor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm from Joburg Water. I'm here to, on behalf of Joburg Water Underwater Demand Management, Loss Control, I'm here to share valuable information on how Johannesburg Water promotes efficient water usage, as well as strategies we implemented to reduce overall water demand. So, I also like to extend our deepest gratitude as Johannesburg Water to Rainwater and all the stakeholders for this incredible campaign. So on the screens there, it shows the non-revenue water statement. It shows that our bulk purchases are continuing to increase on year to year. And also the losses, they increase due to increased infrastructure failure rate. It showed also that during Q2 of the financial year of 2024-2025, the non-revenue water increased to 48.3%, of which physical loss have increased to 26.3%, commercial loss to 10.2%, and unbilled authorized consumption at 11.7%. As water demand management, we implemented these strategic interventions by ensuring that the leaking reservoirs and infrastructures are repaired, the zonal bulk meters are repaired and also replaced, and we also continue to conduct active and passive leak detection. We ensure that our infrastructure, the water pipelines is being replaced, and also establish new pressure management zones and minimum night flows analysis. We work hand in hand with the bylaws enforcement when conducting illegal connections, when doing cutoffs. So under project pressure management, we as the COJ, we have approximately 700 pressure reducing valves, and of which 60% of those are in reliable state. The rest are either bypassed, fully opened, removed, or aggressive approach. As of the beginning of this current financial year, we have started with repairs and maintenance of the PRVs. Our main focus is on the high water losses. Once the maintenance is completed, then the pressure will be reduced by 1 bar below normal settings. The target savings is 3% or more of the input volume for selected zones. Thus, our main plan is to complete the rehabilitation of 80% of the PRVs and install pressure controllers at approximately 50%. This will ensure that the reduction of operating pressure automatically reduces the leaks and water losses. Our main objectives and scope. As the pressure management project, we aim to improve the network efficiency and reduce water losses by regulating and maintaining optimal pressure throughout the distribution system. The project involves installing and commissioning time-modulated pressure controllers on existing pressure-reducing valves. By maintaining stable pressure and reducing stress on the network, this will initiate, support, and sustainable water management and ensures consistent, reliable service to consumers. To date, our progress on the 6 regions that we have, we already installed the smart controllers that will help us by managing the pressure on the system. So, this is an installation of our smart controllers, of which it consists of the PRV and the safety boxes for the smart controllers. The advanced pressure management, it helps us to reduce minimum night flows through advanced pressure management systems and identifies to have a potential savings of up to now 5.9 million kiloliters per annum. The main purpose of these smart controllers is to reduce pressure at night when demand is low and increase pressure back to normal in the morning for the day demand. In areas where we have installed these systems, we have noticed a drop in the number of water leaks and thus the reduction of water losses. I'm sure as a community, for Alex here, you have noticed that there's some water restrictions. So we implemented that in order for us to minimize the water losses. This is an example of the result that we got before installing the controller, the smart controllers, and after we installed them. It shows that here it's for Optin direct supply PRV. It shows the savings of 19 kiloliters per hour. So we as Johannesburg Water, we urge with the residents to continue logging calls using these following channels, and also we urge with the community to value the infrastructure. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to impress Yadota, but I understand the importance in this situation. How to was saying what about Usabisa? Yes. How come I know Usabisa? Yes. How company about Usebedisang? How can Swagoloi Usebedisang? How can Swadijana Usebedisang? How makes Asladio? It's a problem. So we need to be the agents of change and come up with solutions. Please, when you watch the screen, there is going to be a short video by Brandscapers, an award-winning agency. Brandscapers are the implementation partners of this workshop under the leadership of Grand Water. Who are they? What do they do? And what are they about? So, please turn your attention to the screen. Thank you.
Brandscapers Africa, a dynamic branding and marketing agency built to connect with Africa's youth. We are the dealers. We believe in the power of creativity to shape stories, inspire change, and move brands closer to the people who matter. At the heart of Brandscapers Africa stands its founder, Mr. Emmanuel Blanco, a visionary entrepreneur, social advocate, and award-winning leader who believes that business should serve both purpose and people. From humble beginnings, guided by some of South Africa's most influential leaders, Ms. Kuti Mahamini, CEO of Nexus, Mr. Kalana, former CEO of Shell SA, Mr. Kozi, former CEO of Exxon Resources. His path soon reached global heights. In 2023, Emmanuel was invited to New York City to meet with Bill and Melinda Gates at the prestigious Goalkeeper Summit, a celebration of young leaders driving progress across the world. From humble beginnings to global stages, Emmanuel's story reminds us that success is not self-made, it's community-built. Behind every milestone stands a dedicated team, creative thinkers, strategists, and change makers, working tirelessly behind the scenes, united by one shared goal. That collective vision has earned the trust of some of South Africa's most respected corporations: Sasol, Exxon, Rand Water, Anglo-American, ABSA, IDC, and Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa. Among others, together, they've delivered campaigns that don't just build brands, they build futures. Brandscapers' commitment to excellence have not gone unnoticed. Their work has been celebrated on both national and international stages, with honors including Forbes Africa 30 Under 30, Prism Awards, Entrepreneur of the Year, Lula SME Awards 2025, Small Business of the Year, KIA Young Business Achievement Award, Community Building of the Year, Top Empowered Young Achiever Finalist, 100 Most Influential Young People of African Descent. We are impact curators, Brandscapers Africa, sculpting brands to perfection.
That is Brandscapers Africa, an award-winning agency. Young people, all of them under the age of 85. Anyone under the age of 85 is here. But on a serious note, they're all under the age of 30. Young people who have a passion for the community. Young people who are passionate about making a difference in the community. And I'm going to call upon the founder, Mr. Haile Memo Bonobo, to come and share a few words with you. As he comes on the stage, Mr. Memo Sir.
The guy, such a great honor and such a privilege to be standing in front of you. The community arena or Amorela for us to be here and do our best to make impact. I just want to appreciate Red Water and Waterwise for giving us this opportunity to serve under their leadership. This program is done by them, so we just have to come and introduce ourselves for a little more like the community on the ground. just for you guys. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, that was. We've got a Rand Water representative to come and speak to us. Buzerwa Khatwayo, Stakeholders Relations Manager. Please, can you join me on stage? You are here. Please, can you join us onto stage? Mr. Munano, VP Director of Communication for Service Support.
My name is Muraro from the Department of Water and Sanitation. Here, I don't want to waste the time. I've got Oscar Bungeni from the Department of Water and Sanitation, who is going to take us through in the name, and we just also want you, community, to understand also the mandate of the Department of Water and Sanitation. What do we do as a department? How do we fit into this whole picture? So Oscar Bungeni will take you through. My colleague from Department of Water and Sanitation, Oscar, please come to me.
Majority of Shady, good morning. Sandonani, Piamore. Okay, thank you so much. You know, I like it because today I get the honor to be introduced by my director. Like Spice has, in most cases we introduce our seniors, so it's an honor. It might be like this every day. Mr. Laro. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Oscar. I'm Oscar Bungeni from the Department of Water and Sanitation, working under Capacity Building Unit. I am responsible for water use efficiency in the department, also making sure that the policies that the department are having are aligned with the ones that the municipalities are using. That's my responsibility in the department. However, it's an honor to be here on behalf of the head of the department, Mr. Justice Maleke, who is not here. Before you, I'm standing here, colleagues, as I said, and I would like to acknowledge the good work that our partner, or our strategic partner, which is Rainwater, is doing in our community. Without you, Rainwater, we are so blessed at the department to have you as our partners. Also, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the good work that our stakeholders are doing. We cannot do it alone. The issue of water and sanitation, it affects everybody. Therefore, we need to partner and work together to make sure that we fight and we win this battle. The Alexander Water Warrior and Alexander Water and Sanitation, we thank you so much for the good work that you are doing on the ground. We really appreciate you are noticed. Colleagues, the Department of Water and Sanitation, we are mandated by the Constitution of South Africa, one, to make sure that we bring sufficient water to every household and to every individual. That's your constitutional right that you receive clean and basic water and good sanitation facility. However, we are doing a lot of work that you cannot see physically. We are doing it underground. We are responsible as the Department of Water and Sanitation to develop and to maintain the infrastructure that you see around that are producing water and making sure that we receive a good sanitation facilities. And we are supporting the municipalities to make sure that the constitutional right is being adhered. We are making sure that every municipality is buying bulk water to rainwater as our stakeholders. Colleagues, it will be very necessary for me maybe to outline, might be a slight error. In Gauteng, we don't have 3 community water sanitation community forum. We've got 8 in total. We've got 1 in Alexander. The gentleman who stood here was representing Alexander Water and Sanitation Community Forum. We've got 1 in Pittsburgh, 1 in Efule, which is Val. We've got 1 in Hammarskral, 1 in Mabopani, 1 in Utata, 1 in Sokolumi, so you can see, and 1 at Harangoa. So you can see we've got a lot of community forums, and in these forums, we are trying to advocate for water use efficiency, so that people can use water sparingly. The people of Alexander, it will be not just good for me if I can sit down without maybe not aligning the concern, or how do I put it? Yeah, the concern that we have with all the challenges that we have with the people who are residing in Alexander when it comes to water and sanitation. One is the informal settlement that I'm actually in our community. Colleagues, the informal settlement that I'm actually that are growing every day in our community have an impact in terms of how we distribute our water and sanitation facilities. Because people are building on top of the pipes that are supposed to transport water or sewer to one household to water treatment plant. It's affecting our community. I know that South Africa we don't have land enough, especially Alexander. It's been on news, we don't have land, I know. But if, as community leaders, as community ambassadors, if we are speaking for water and sanitation and we don't deal with informal settlement in our communities, I'm telling you this problem will just always escalate and we cannot deal with it. There are sewer pipes that are underneath and we have built houses and our small shacks there. Simple, the sewer cannot move because of that, and it's affecting us. Also, the issue of informal settlement, it talks about the population, the group population. We budget for 50 people, but the people who are there to receive water or sanitation facility are more than what we have budgeted for. That is affecting our community communities. Second, the people who are building their houses in our riverbanks. Here we've got to scale a river that's moving here. But you can find that every day there's a new shack that's been put there. It's a problem. Because if there's floods, if there's rain, what's going to happen? Disaster. People are going to be flooded away. So we ask you, leaders, water warriors, community, water community leaders, please advocate for us. Speak for us. Speak to those people. These are our brothers and sisters who are building with us in that area. And they are affected. We cannot be speaking about one thing almost every day. It's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the department. It's not fair to humanity. Because if we move them, it's something else. So speak to them not to build. If we see somebody telling them, let's go and approach the president and try to reason with that person and show the danger, the risk of them building elaborate. Really, it's a problem. In closing, people of Alexander, we are having water warriors and water and sanitation community forum. Please join them. Please join them. Tabo is here, Mr. Paul is here, Mr. Mandek is here. Please join these people so that we together we fight. This is a pandemic. Water is a problem. So that together we can work together, we make sure that people are receiving water and people are having good sanitation facilities. We as the Department of Water and Sanitation, my brother, Mr. We are here, our doors are open. I see when they were playing your video there, I can see our logo as the Department of Water and Sanitation. We are open for partnership. The department alone cannot do it. Our doors are open for partnership. Approach Mr. Malala as we live here. Approach him and please keep for a partnership so that we make sure that we partner with you, because what we are doing is relates with what we are doing at the department. You are there so we can support you and we can support what you are doing in this community. Rainwater, we know always we are partnering and we are happy to be partnering with you. Will be, Malala will be here to partner with you and to make sure that the community are receiving this message that we are trying to drive. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Mamedi wa 011 radio ke khutlile hape ke le Senra Masiteng ya mothating ona he re tlo bua le Ntate Ondela Chwakati yena ke principal specialist water services regulation and policy development in the city of Johannesburg hore a tlo re bolela hore tsatsing la ka jeno ho etsahalang monana ba Chwakati ba bulisa ba thini ngesixhosa siyakwamkela ra o amohela Ntate re hlalosetsa he hore here ke outreach ra ibona ya ho save metsi why ni thathe isinqumo or ka riqeto ya hore le etse outreach e tjena
ra leboha outreach ena it's being done by Rainwater in collaboration with the National Department ya Water and Sanitation and of course le Johannesburg ho bohlokwa hampe hore re such an outreach because re tshwantse re rute di community tsa rona firstly ka hoba important ha metsi amanzi abaluleke kakhulu and amanzi kumele sivisise ukuthi aphumaphi xa sivisisa ukuthi amanzi ethu aphumaphi sizawukwazi ukuba amanzi ethu siwasebenzise kakuhle.
Talking about our challenges now, so what is the main challenges facing now as water service regulations here in South Africa today?
Our main challenges that we are facing, it's the obvious one, ukulahleka kwamanzi kuma pipes ethu njengomasipala. Into ebangelwa kakhulu kule community yase Alex ukuba abo pipe bethu sebebadala kodwa o pipe bethu nje bebebadala nje kufuneke siba maintain but we cannot maintain them because the community tsa rona di ahile di matsona that collapses the pipes and then it's our lorry the service team tsa rona di ske tsa khona ho fitlhela di piping tse di ske tsa khona ho fitlhela di piping highly jwalo metsi a tlala strata ka ofela
bothata bo etsahetse batho ba hile ha di mametse so ke solution e feng e nngwe e leng hore le tla etsa hore ibe a long term and then hape le fanele ka outreach e tsule matsoho ya hore batho ba tsebe hore in future we don't do this. We know yes problem etsahetse now resolve jwang problem e.
Message ya outreach yenana above all ki collaboration ho sebedisana kubaluleke kakhulu ukuba umasipala usebenzisane nabantu so that one we know what is allowed and not allowed but two ha re bona diphoso di etsahala re khone ho di reporta re rutane because at the end of the day masipala la ka nka tšhelete yeo I kenya into developing new pipes and we change the directions of the pipes into another direction. If this problem persists, what's one fela? Re tla be re sentse tšhelete and re hopole hore ho sana le batho ba sokang ba fitlhella hore ba be le metsi ko di jareteng tsa bona and therefore it's also important that we still need to reach those people. So batho ba tlameile ba tsebe hore na what is allowed and what is not allowed. So remona for information sharing, hurutana, and to encourage each other that each person tshwantse anke responsibility to ensure really South Africa re tswella pele re ba le metsi.
Hona le batho ba patalang metsi motswadi wa ka, ho na le batho ba sa pataleng metsi. And then ke feel hore ba patalang metsi ba na le that thing ya hore okay, why rona re patala metsi ba bang ba sa patale metsi. Mohlomong bua le community at large hore dintho tsena di tsamaya jwang, and ba patalang metsi, how many free liters of water do they get a month, things like those.
Thank you. Ke batla hore ho community, we understand the socio-economic impact and the legacy that we have, especially in our township communities. We understand the issues that unemployment and so forth. Impa, ha re value metsi, re understand our metsi a tswa kae, re understand our metsi a importance ya wona maphelong a rona. Then chelete like abanyane na jwang, re ka khona hore re contribute towards the payment of water. That's one. But also we can also ensure that we use water sparingly. Remember that as indigenous households ko South Africa and in the different municipalities, we are giving up to 6 kiloliters, 6,000 liters of water.
Liters, okay.
Per month for free per household. And therefore it is important that if re sa kgone patala metsi kapa re sa batlo patala metsi a holo, we sparingly use water so that that free 6,000 liters e kgone hore sustain e re beye hole.
Ke nnete ngwaneso. Ha re kwala ke kopa re fane ka molaetsa wa hao he ho badudi bohle ba mo Alexandra, since re le mo Alexandra tsatsing la kajeno.
Message wa ka baduding ba Alex kore metsi a bohlokwa haholo for hore re wanwe re be healthy for our public health, but also metsi a bohlokwa jwale ka re shebile the Yaks-Cay River tjena. Metsi a bohlokwa because metsi o wanwang ko pompong a tswa matamong a rona, a tswa from our different water sources. So la o lahlela pampiri fatshe o affecta metsi. Re na le different sources tsa metsi, re na le groundwater, re na le rainwater, re na le metsi emifuleni yethu. Kubalekile ukuba amanzi noba aphi na, take care of water, because at the end of the day it's going to take care of you.
Ke nnete ntate Ondela. Bamedi o amutlwa he are take care of water. Today is all about drop by drop. Drop nyana e o senyang e ngwaneso e hlokomele. 011 Radio, the pulse of Joes, nna ka lebitso ke Sandra ke Thembi ke Magadi Masiteng. Highlight.
Dave Mabusela Katwayo, an advocate for water usage, an advocate for community development, stakeholders relationship manager at Brand Water. She's with us, she has joined us. Please can you come onto stage and share a few words. Got some Chinese out.
That is a sign. Ukuthi Alexander is really in the map. The question is Alexander in the map when it comes to water conservation? And is Alexander in the map when it comes to environmental conservation? Those are the two questions we need to ask ourselves into 2026. And I know it sounds very nice as you walk in because it informs Ukuthi we all are engaging with water. No, not just any water that I've seen. The water from the tap. It does show Kuti Alexander uses amounts. The importance of the relationship management within rainwater is valuable, and it is so significant to enable the rainwater to sustain one invisibility. Ukuthi ngathi mangivela phuma rainwater, somebody I'm confused with my custom. That is important. The relationship current water and Department of Water and Sanitation, being the mother structure, is critical. Moreover, when the water comes to the dams, rainwater buys it from the Department of Water and Sanitation. You may have been told about that, but one thing you do not remember, or you may not have been, it may not have been elaborated on, the quality of the dirty water that rainwater receives. It's important to sing a polluting on the streams. We pollute stream annex. It impacts rainwater, it impacts masipala, which impacts your pocket. The message I'm here to share is a reflective message or a reflective question or questions. Are we in the map, as Alex mentioned, on water conservation? Are we in the map as Alex people when it comes to environmental conservation?